And you even saw that from the little rhino, little Marco, in the debate saying little hands means Donald Trump has a little tool. And of course that's not true. And I will talk about some of the evidence, circumstantial evidence, that obviously people would know that President Trump has a massive hog or bologna or salami. It's very obvious to most women out there, and we know just by the kind of women that he's with that he has a massive hog. And I say that because Ivana Trump, his first wife, she's really the type of woman that is very demanding when it comes to sex. Now, even now, she said in a recent interview that she has 3 boyfriends. Now we're talking about gigolo type younger guys. And she's the type of woman that if a guy doesn't have a massive tool, she's going to take a taxi and go home. Some of these women are very demanding. And there's a reason why she was glued to Donald Trump. It wasn't just that he was a billionaire. She could have gotten any billionaire. But there was something about Donald Trump. He has a lot of stamina. You can see him now at 71. The guy's unbelievable. It's extraordinary. And you have guys that are 35, they cannot keep up with President Trump. So imagine how he was in his 30s, right? He must have been, like the 8th world wonder, satisfying Ivana Trump that much that, they were very close. And I can tell that they were a very sexual couple. And then when he did get divorced, he went with that Maria Maples. You can tell that was a purely sexual marriage. And so I know that the guy must have suffered from withdrawal symptoms and wanting that Ivana still, settling for second best and then just focusing on the sex. But then when you look at all the types of women that he dated, from the ones that we saw, you have the same type coming up time and time again. And these are the women that will not settle for a little rabbit boy with the little thing, trying very hard, but just not reaching the ceiling, if you know what I mean. And Donald Trump really is that man that can penetrate and have a massive impact. And that is what women want, believe you me. And so you also see a lot of women that have been with Donald Trump and they were very satisfied. Now, they all could have been with another billionaire and gotten laid. But there is something about Donald Trump, his stamina. The guy has too much energy. And I can tell that even now, he's there tweeting and he's focusing with his one head, his other head is pointing to the ceiling, and Melania's there blowing him while he's tweeting. And I kid you not. That is happening almost every day. And Melania is perhaps not his real type, but he does like the big breast. But, sometimes in later life you're also looking just to have somebody that represents well, and you can have those intellectual conversations. And he's always saying, Melania said this, Melania said that. They talk a lot about all the issues. She's very intelligent, but she's also, she has a nice shape, even though that's not his preferred type. He's been there, he's done that. He's banged 100 women, if not 300 or 500, that are that type. Tall, big hips, big breasts, that can really accommodate his massive salami. And I say that as circumstantial evidence that we know about, but there's something else that you have to keep in mind, and that is genetics. It's not just his extremely high level of testosterone and his incredible, extraordinary stamina, which is out of this world, really. A lot of it can be explained by genetics. His mom came from Scotland, or a family tree, an island off of Scotland. You know the Vikings, that's the first place they went to. And they raped every woman or girl in sight. Perhaps even some of the guys, right? Just for laughs. Vikings. And so you have a lot of Viking genes in Scotland mixed with Highlanders, and you're talking about massive guys with massive hogs, and that stays in the genes. Now, on his dad's side, his dad's family tree goes back to the Black Forest in Germany. That's where you had those tribes of giant Germanics. And we're talking about, giants in Europe going around with giant axes, kind of like the Vikings, and more in a German way, right? Maybe more organized and efficient compared to the Vikings. But again, we're talking about giants with giant hogs. So you look at Donald Trump, he's obviously a mix of like a giant Viking and one of these warriors from a Germanic tribe. It's amazing. He's a massive guy. Now, you cannot imagine that the guy has a little tool. I mean, it's stupid to imagine that, because even when you're looking at the high level of testosterone and the stamina, that alone already indicates that he has a massive tool. Because you cannot have a massive salami and have little, peanut balls. No, of course, it's matched with massive balls. So if you reverse engineer it, you have incredible testosterone and stamina, means you have really big balls. And if you have really big balls, you have a massive salami. Meaning it doesn't compute if you have like giant balls and then a little pee-pee. It doesn't exist, right? It's like a mismatch that maybe, there would be some mutation. It would be free.